Well, hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of Entrepreneur Experts Cafe. I'm here with Jeff Klein. Jeff Klein is a business speaking expert. Jeff, welcome to the program.
I'm glad to be here, Kimberly.
So we've known each other for years now, and Jeff is really an expert in business speaking and helping people be able to really speak effectively in order to market their business. Is that correct?
Right.
All right, great. So how did you get to be an expert in this area?
By doing it. I had a business. I started an advertising agency in 2001.
Okay.
And a few years later, I discovered an organization called CEO Space.
Oh, yes.
We found each other.
Okay.
And I learned about speaking through them, and as well as the National Speakers Association.
Okay.
I was a vendor member at NSA.
Okay.
Learning there to help to sell websites and videos.
All right.
But unlike some of the other vendor members, I stayed in the room for the education.
See, now that's smart.
Yeah.
All right.
So I get this great education, and then we were teaching the elevator pitch at CEO Space.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody said, hey, would you come to our networking lunch and do that thing you do at the CEO Space lunch? And I made sure it was okay. And I went and did that. And then somebody said, hey, would you come do that at our group? And then somebody said, would you come do that at our group? And just sort of fed itself to start with.
Fantastic. And So when you're teaching people to do this elevator pitch, for those of them who do not know what an elevator pitch is,
Sure.
You want to give us a little about that?
Yeah, absolutely. The elevator pitch is the one I teach. It's the formal 30-second or 60-second thing that you stand up and say at a networking group, at a chamber of commerce, at a BNI, at those kind of groups. The formal time where you get a bell after the 30 or 60 seconds,
Okay.
and you want to accomplish something. And a lot of people struggle to get results, but I teach them a way to get results from that exercise.
Yes, I know. Sometimes when you go to a networking event, you hear people just ramble on, and then that bell rings, and they're like, "Oh, but wait, I haven't finished," and it can be really exhausting. So you actually are solving that problem before they even get there. Is that
Absolutely, right? Yeah. And your 20-word introduction is a great way to feed into that. What I teach them is how to get a referral when they do a commercial.
Ooh, even better, because right away, maybe they don't have, when they're doing an introduction, maybe they're just going from person to person and there aren't any follow-up questions.
Yeah.
So you've got to be able to get that, some sort of call to action.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's all about the call to action, because I relate it to advertising, because business networking is your most basic form of advertising.
And a very good one and a very inexpensive one
It's
as well,
the
but
best,
for the most part.
Well, the second best is business speaking.
All right. So then you teach people how to not only introduce themselves, but really accomplish a full talk as well.
Right. Everywhere from a 20-minute to a full 1 hour, 90-minute keynote address. Absolutely.
Wow. Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, super excited to have you here. If somebody wants to get a hold of you and work with you directly, how can they do that?
Speakercoop.com. There's no hyphen. So speakercoop.com is the website. If you add a slash and the word education, there's all kinds of free goodies to check out as well.
Ooh, so definitely check that out. It's speakercoop.com/education. Is
Yes.
that correct? Okay, great. Well, we'll definitely have that in the show notes. So this has been another episode of Entrepreneur Experts Cafe. Before we let you go, Jeff, any final words for our crew?
I actually fall back on what Nike says, and that's just do it.
I love it. Words to live by. All right, folks, I'm Kimberly Crow. We'll see you next time. Cheers.